Today's the great tonic taste-off. Hi, I'm Jo and this is Maximo. We are Tipples and Treats and today we are doing the great tonic taste-off.
I've been looking forward to this. The great review of 6 different tonics. Four different brands. So.
Yep. So by no means an exhaustive list of tonics.
No.
But we'll take you through them one by one.
Indeed. So just a few words about tonic water. I think tonic water, or Indian tonic water, as it's also known, is a carbonated soft drink in which quinine is dissolved.
I think that's well known, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And delving into the history of tonic water, it was originally used to combat malaria. And tonic water has now quite a significant reduction in quinine, and it's consumed often with gins.
Often.
Because of its distinctive bitter taste. Although almost every tonic water I've tasted has been sweetened in some way. So quite often it's used in mixed drinks, and gin and tonic would probably be the most famous application.
Yeah, I'd say so.
In the Indian tonic water was invented in the early 19th century in India and other tropical outposts of the British Empire. Because quinine was a medicine that was used for preventing and treating malaria to British officials and soldiers throughout sort of Southeast Asia. When it was quite a very bitter taste, so the origin of Indian tonic water was often water and carbonated water and sugar were added to make the quinine much more palatable.
It's hard to imagine what it would be like without the sweetness, the bubbles, and 10 times stronger.
Bitter, very bitter.
Not so nice.
Indeed. So the first commercial tonic water was produced in 1858. The inventors mixed the tonic water with gin to make it more palatable. And I think it's been a hit ever since. So I've done a bit of research, and in the United States the FDA limits the amount of quinine that can be in tonic water to 83 million parts per million.
Yep. Is that different to anywhere else in the world?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I haven't done that much research on it, but 83 parts per million, or 83 milligrams, is another way of measuring it. If
Per
it's
litre,
if it's calculated by volume, the daily therapeutic dose is around 500 to 1,000 milligrams.
A lot more.
So it's at least it's getting up to 10 times more. So I just can't imagine having a tonic water that's 10 times more bitter than this, no matter how much sugar one would put in. So tonic water, the first one that I think we'll try is the Schweppes Tonic Water.
Let's look at what we've got all together. So we've got a couple of Schweppes.
We've got 2 Schweppes. We've got a stock standard one and a sort of slightly fancier, semi-artisan sort of looking bottle.
And we've got a couple of Fever Tree,
which is apparently highly recommended with gin drinkers around the world.
Pretty popular these days,
It
isn't
is,
it? You see
yeah.
it quite a lot of place. And then this one, the classic Artisan London Tonic.
So that's an Australian tonic.
And then this one here, the Cappy Dry Tonic.
Which is also an Australian tonic water.
Interesting. This is a British one, isn't it?
It is. It's made in the UK.
Yep. So obviously, Schweppes, huge company. Everybody knows that name. But what I'm keen to know is, are the other tonics a lot better, for want of another word, than your Schweppes?
Well, I think they're certainly more expensive
They're
than
quite
Schweppes.
a bit more. They're several times more expensive.
Several times.
Yeah.
So we'll go through each of the brands and the.
Yeah, but to be perfectly honest, for me, I like to focus on the gin, and I'm more of a splash of tonic person.
But I think getting the right tonic does make a big difference, and we'll compare some of these tonics, and then try and decide which two are our most preferred ones, and we'll try both with a splash of gin, and I think the eventual winner will be which is the best tonic
With gin.
with gin to be which is the best mixer for a gin and tonic. I think that's our end game.
I think this is going to be quite hard, actually.
It could be, or
Quite
easy.
hard. Yes, I'm not usually drinking these tonics without any gin in them.
No, it's hardly have
Yeah.
you don't really have them straight.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, not really.
No.
Maybe you do.
So shall we get stuck into these?
All right.
All right. So we'll try the Schweppes first.
Yep.
And perhaps if you can move the other bottles out the way. I've got a couple of glasses for us to use. So this is Schweppes. It is the Indian tonic water. It's just the stock
The regular
standard
one. You get
regular.
everywhere around the world, I would think.
Indeed. Now Schweppes first developed this tonic water in 1870, so it's been around for quite some time. And they manufactured this. Did you want to open it? With carefully selected lemons and oranges, which were gently peeled and steeped and cold pressed to release their oils.
Was that then or no?
Well, perhaps then, in 1870. Not so anything's gently pressed these days.
Probably not.
So these oils are then combined with quinine, which is derived from the bark of the quinokia. I think is that how to pronounce it? Quinokia?
I'm not sure.
No.
I mean, you did the research.
I did.
You could have asked Google how to pronounce it.
Oh well, next time. Tree, which is from tropical plantations, and that creates the tonic water. In 1783, Jacob Schweppes first brought Schweppes. I think we've all heard of Schweppes before.
A long time ago.
To life. He was the first man or person or company to perfect the capturing and bottling of bubbles, or the process of carbonation.
Yeah.
And he founded Schweppes in Geneva, in Switzerland, all those years ago. In 1877, the Schweppes brand arrived in Australia, so it's got a long history in Australia. And we'll put the links to the Schweppes website and also Instagram below. So
I'm pretty sure most people can find the Schweppes website.
I think so, but the links will be below.
Smells tonicy.
It does. It does smell citrusy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit.
It does.
Lemony.
It must be those citrus oils.
Gently pressed. Sweet.
Sweet, quite sweet.
Quite sweet.
Quite sweet. Not as bitter as I thought it would be. It's quite a smooth, mellow, with just that hint or touch of bitterness in the aftertaste. So it's quite nice. It's quite nice drinking on its own, I think.
Yeah, it's okay.
Isn't it? It's more of a soft drink than like a heavily bittery drink, I think.
Yes.
I think if you want something bitter, you'd go to a lemon bitter or something to. I'm not sure whether that has quinine in it, lemon bitters.
Probably not.
But quite less bitter than I thought it would be on its own.
Oh, it's going down pretty easily.
Nice.
We did debate, didn't we, whether we should pour them all out and taste them all at the same time. And in the end, we decided we don't have enough glasses for that.
Quite a few bubbles, quite effervescent, isn't it? Yep.
we are going to taste them one at a time.
We are. If you want to put the lid on, I'll open the second Schweppes Indian tonic. So this is a Schweppes Signature Series Mixers Bright Tonic. Bright Tonic.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
As opposed to a dry tonic?
It looks exactly the same, which is clear water to me. So it's Bright Tonic with extract of Javanese Quinoa bark. So
okay.
it's quite
Crack it open. Come on.
quite specific. I have trouble opening things, but I'll give this a go.
Yeah, I'm sure you can manage it.
Oh yes, well done. So I'll give you
Not too much.
not too much.
We'll be full of bubbles otherwise.
Again, this is quite effervescent.
It looks just the same.
It does. Wonder if it tastes any different. Now I'm not sure if there was a cost difference in this. It's probably maybe a little bit more expensive.
Probably. I mean, when you make something look a bit more artisan, you usually charge more for it, don't you?
It's probably got less.
You can still smell it lemony.
Yeah, a bit less than the first one. I'm not sure whether we've got that sort of lemon taste in our palate.
That is. We should be cleansing our palate with water between each drink, maybe.
That is different than the stock standard one. I think it's a bit. Oh, I don't know, a bit less sweet, and a bit stronger on the bitterness. It's still quite mellow. But it's not hugely bitter. But I think there's just a little bit less sugar.
Yeah, I would say it's just got a bit less taste to it, to be honest.
It's drier. I think it's drier.
Yep.
So dry would, to me, signify less sugar. If something's dry, it's got less sugar.
It's a bit like everything else we taste, actually. All the alcohol, you taste it once, you taste it second, you taste it a third time. It can taste different each time, and really probably a lot of things you drink would be the same. So do you like the Schweppes Tonic, or have you maybe outgrown it and you've moved on to another one? Do you just get the regular one or the more expensive one? Doesn't matter, whatever's there when you go and buy it.
I think I like the second one better. I think less sweet. I don't tolerate overly sugary drinks that well. I think my preference is.
I mean, I wouldn't drink a sugary drink by itself.
No.
It's just a weaker taste, I would say.
Yeah, perhaps less citrusy and slightly more bitter.
It smelled quite similar. You could smell the citrusy in it, but the taste, yeah, a little different.
Now, I'll just refer to my notes, excuse me. What will we have next?
Let's move these out of the way.
Indeed. What do you fancy next, Jo? A cappy?
Yeah, let's try the cappy.
Okay. I think the bubbles are.
Yes, that is the trouble, isn't it?
Excuse me.
Oh.
So the cappy. So cappy was founded in 2012 by Pitsy Folk. And their idea was to make beverages made in Australia that were 100% natural, crafted with quality ingredients, and free of all preservatives. This company is still Australian owned, and every product is crafted in Victoria, Australia. So this is $48 Australian a case, or roughly $2 Australian a bottle.
Yep.
Which I'd say would be about sometimes twice the price of the Schweppes. I think you can usually get Schweppes on sale for less than sort of $1 a bottle in a 4-pack.
The Schweppes Tonic is often on special,
Often.
I think. I find.
Delicate on the nose, I think.
I would say a bit less citrusy.
So the difference is that this is a 200 ml bottle, and what are the size of the other bottles, Jo? I think they're a bit
I don't know.
300 ml for the basic one. And what was the special Schweppes one? 300 ml. So you're getting a sixth more. So I guess
In those than this.
yes. So I think the value proposition
Yes.
sort of does stack up
Yes.
quite well with the Schweppes.
Quite sweet.
Sweet. Quite sweet. Quite sweet and dry at the same time, I think.
Yeah, actually, it is dry.
It is.
It is dry.
It's initially sweet, then it sort of dries as the tonic sort of passes through your palate.
Yeah, I don't really get those citrusy flavours in this one. Do you?
I think there's a hint of some sort of botanicals. I'm not sure that it's.
My initial smell was like slightly floral, but I couldn't say what.
I think so. It's got that nice bitter taste at the end. It's not overpowering. I think I prefer it over the other two Schweppes. What do you think, Jo?
I don't know yet.
You don't know? If you were to have the three, which one would you go for as to the best one? You're thinking of the Schweppes Classic? I prefer this one to both Schweppes.
This actually now tastes more lemony.
It does. Yeah.
It
does. Is it fresher because there's no preservatives, perhaps? I'm not sure.
It's really hard to say, but I think it does taste a little different.
It does.
Than the first sip.
Certainly, there's more bitterness is coming through than both the Schweppes. I think on it's got quite a bitter aftertaste without being overpowering.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the citrusy and the bitterness increases after a few.
Yeah, it does. I think that's.
It's interesting.
That is a nice tonic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's important to consume things that are locally made, I think.
Definitely.
For the environment and all sorts of things. What is next?
Excuse me. Which should we try?
Let's try the artisan, I think. Yeah. So I think you've had one of these before.
Yes, we did have one of these in the Garden Street Gin Club box.
We did.
Which we have consumed, but we have not done this direct
Comparison.
tonic comparison.
Clear?
They're all clear.
They are. So, the Artisan Drink Co., that's the name of the manufacturer, and it is a classic London tonic. Now, I believe that they make several different flavours of tonic water.
Yes.
So this is a smaller bottle again. This is a 200 ml bottle. And I don't think I got the price of these, but that it sort of arrived in the Gin Street Gin Club, so I'm not sure on the price. But anything with the name Artisan on it is probably more expensive than
This is definitely got a different aroma.
It has, doesn't it? Less florally. So the Artisan Drinks Co., one of the owners is a restaurateur from Sydney. And Some of the limited research that I did showed that it's made with 100% natural ingredients, and it combines citrus flavours with a number of botanicals.
I wonder what botanicals.
Well, I've got some tasting notes, and I'll give it a taste and see whether they match up with the lived experience.
It definitely has a different taste altogether.
Altogether, yes.
Altogether. I can't pinpoint what it is.
It's dry. It is dry, hence the name London Dry Gin.
Tonic.
Tonic.
No gin yet.
No, later. Soon. It's quite dry. It just doesn't have the same sort of botanicals as the Cappy, I think.
I wonder if it has something different to it.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't say what the botanicals are.
No, I didn't. I didn't say. I'll see whether. I think I need my glasses on. The ingredients are sparkling water, cane sugar, acid, citric acid, natural flavours, including quinine. Oh, this is made in the United Kingdom. There you go.
I thought it was Australia.
Oh, so did I. I think, so did I. I think the founders may be Australian, and it's made in the UK.
So it is a classic London tonic.
It is.
That's a bit of a hint, isn't it?
Could be.
Maybe your
My research skills aren't what
off
they...
track?
Well, I think, did Google have an issue the other day?
Is Google always right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need these fact checks before we start. Jo and Maximo will put the notes underneath this video to correct it.
I will.
Yeah, I don't know what the taste is. I actually cannot tell what the taste is, and my concern is that it might compete with the gin.
Yeah, I think it's a more delicate flavour than the Cappy, I think.
I don't think so. I think there's a taste in there which I can't tell what it is.
Well, there are tasting notes on the website, and the aroma is distinctive quinine aromas with a hint of citrus. A flavour is a balance of quinine bitterness with natural sweetness, and the texture is soft and elegant. I think it is.
That doesn't tell me enough.
No. I think it's drier. I think it's perhaps less botanicals. I think for me the Cappy is still the best one that I've tried to date.
At the moment, I don't think this is my favourite.
No.
The bubbles are starting to...
Excuse you, Jo.
Interesting.
It was interesting.
But, I mean, once you put it with a tonic, a gin, it will...
change.
The flavours will mix together and you won't be able to taste it quite so.
Indeed. So let's put this to the side.
I better finish.
And we've got two tonics, the Fever Tree. I think we've got which Fever Trees have we got? We have
This is the Mediterranean tonic water and the elderflower tonic water.
Yeah. Now, I think the Mediterranean tonic water is different from sort of the standard Fever Tree tonic water. I think it's just a bit more subtle in its...
So these guys do more than...
They do. I think they do at least 3 or 4 different tonics. We've been having the Mediterranean tonic water, and we've been sort of enjoying that with our gin and tonics. And I saw the elderflower and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. So we've got two to taste. Shall I do the honours, Jo? So Fever Tree began in 2003 in the UK, in London. And I think I've seen a lot of gin reviews on YouTube and other places, and I think everyone sort of tends to reach for the Fever Tree.
I would request a fraction more.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling.
thank you.
That's my pleasure.
Yes, this seems to be the go-to. Ooh, floral?
Florally, yeah. Quite bubbly. That's a lot more of the bitterness, isn't it? I think it's dry. It's not that sweet.
We should have definitely had a sip of water between tasting these. I think maybe by the third mouthful you're maybe getting the true taste of it.
That's quite nice.
We don't want to bore you with an hour-long video.
No.
Tasting tonic, do
That's
we?
right.
Let's move right along.
I mean, the gin's the important ingredient, isn't it?
Well, you know, it's complimentary.
It is. That's quite nice. I quite like that. It's got a bit more of
It's got a good balance, actually.
It has. It's well balanced.
It
yes.
is, yeah. I quite like it.
That's 8 grams.
I quite like it.
Yeah, I quite like it more of a.
I reckon it's a bit more quinine-y.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yes. Bitter. It's certainly more bitter. I think it's got it's more complex perhaps. It's got more things happening. It's the flavour sort of builds.
Yeah.
Certainly more complex, I think.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Shall we put this one to the side? And we are left with the last one, the elderflower tonic water. So
I think elderflower would be quite a subtle taste anyway.
I'm not sure what elderflower actually is.
It's English.
English. I wouldn't know about these things.
So this is the elderflower tonic water, and we'll give it a taste and see what it's like. So this is the fever tree one, but elderflower.
Berries. Quite strong in berries.
It's a nice fruity smell.
Is it? Do you think the flowers are the elderflower or the berries? Who knows?
No, it's elderflower.
So the flower from the berries.
No, the flowers come before the berries. You can make things from the flowers or the berries.
I see.
But it smells fruity.
I think that's an English thing, is it?
Yes. It's a nice taste.
It's nice.
Definite flavour to it.
It's
fruity.
fruity, a berry flavour.
It is, yeah.
I think while it's nice on its own, I think the berry taste might overpower some of the gins, and certainly some of the more subtle gins might be somewhat overpowered by the elderflower.
Yeah.
I think the Mediterranean tonic water is a better, perhaps, mixer.
Yes. It's good to have a different flavour.
It's certainly nice.
It just might compete with some of the gins. I think it would depend which gin you have it with.
I'd have this by itself, not. I think the Mediterranean tonic water is a superior mixer.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is.
It's a very pleasant drink.
It is.
Yeah.
So we've tasted all 6 tonics. What do you think are the 2 best?
Well, to go with a gin, I would remove this one. It's a nice drink, but I don't want to mask my gin. I want it to be enhanced, the flavours of the gin. So I would put this one aside.
Or to complement, and this might compete,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
That one to the side.
Yeah. So...
I definitely like the Mediterranean tonic water from Fever Tree.
I do. Yeah, and I think the other good one is the Cappy.
I think so.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't sure that we were going to agree, but yeah, I think for me, I think the Schweppes comes in a close third.
I think so. I mean,
I don't.
in terms of value for money, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not sort of the El Cheapo of the tonic. It certainly holds its own on value for money.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But I think in out and out taste, I think these are the top two.
Superior taste.
I think so. Now, I think the final test will be
Gin.
which is the best mixer when it comes to gin. So
we'll share the glass, have a splash of ice.
A couple of 1 cube each, perhaps.
Oh, there's
And your favourite gin at the moment, I think, is the Boat Rocker Jungle gin, which we'll do a review of shortly, and post that up on YouTube.
I'm just chasing this around, just bear with me. It's 1 cube. Hold on, I'm going to determine to... We've been chatting so long that the ice is melting.
Excellent. So I haven't got much of the cuppy left. We've drunk it all.
But this is the gin we're going to try it with. Current favourite gin?
I think so, and that's quite a botanical, very strong botanical explosion, isn't it?
Yes, it's a taste explosion.
It is.
So we've got a review of this coming up. We've already recorded it, but you might see this tonic review before this one.
So just a splash of gin.
Oh, a little bit more.
So you can do the honours with the tonic, because I wouldn't get the tonic gin.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to use maybe all of that. I think
Okay.
that's probably the perfect mixture.
Right, and we'll do the same for the Mediterranean tonic water. That's about the same, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
Close.
Close enough.
Alright, I'll try this one.
And I'll try this one. And we'll see who is the winner of the two. It's
Boat Rocker.
the aromas on that one are just superb.
Tastes good. I think that I've got that tonic balanced spot on with that one.
That's a nice combination.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
That's what.
You can still smell the botanicals in the gin coming through.
Verdict?
I think it has to be the Fever Tree Mediterranean. The Cappies are a nice tonic, but as a mixer, I'm not sure what it is. There's sort of a bitter aftertaste that's sort of coming through that just makes the Mediterranean tonic water a much more balanced, perhaps complex and more enjoyable gin and tonic. So if I was going to reach for anything, it'd be the Fever Tree Mediterranean tonic water.
So
above all others.
now we know why everyone else is raving about it.
Well, indeed. I might try another one if I may.
So have you done a tonic comparison? Are you just Schweppes all the way? Or have you tried some of the artisan tonics? We'd be keen to hear what you think of them too. Have you got any tonics local to you?
And if you've liked this, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. But it's been a revelation, Jo. I didn't think there'd be that much of a difference between the different tonics, and I think there has been. There's been, the Cappy's been a surprise. I think the Schweppes, I think, is coming third. But I think I'd be reaching for the Mediterranean tonic water from Fever Tree as my mixer of choice in future. I think it's been... you can see why all the different gin reviewers tend to reach for the Fever Tree.
Indeed. Alright then, On that note,
oh, Jo.
you didn't see that, did you?
No, well, I did, but no. Cheers.
Cheers.